I arrive at Splash Parco Acquatico, Gallipoli with a heart full of hope and a suitcase of expectations that glitter like coins of a noble air. The road stretches beneath me, the sun kisses the sea, and I imagine a kingdom of water where laughter will echo in crystal arches. Yet the gate greets me with a sign that whispers winter in a language I cannot read. The website, draped in Italian, had promised open doors, but the gate is barred as if the season had fled long before the calendar declared its end. I stand there bewildered, for I have traveled 30 minutes beyond home, and the promise of Splash now shatters like glass. I step inside the parking lot, a field of empty spaces that should have welcomed my carriage. Instead, a clerk at the entrance snatches my coupon with a cold stare and asks for documents that I do not possess. She repeats the word document as if it were a mantra of power, her voice a screech that pierces the fragile calm. This rudeness is not merely a bad tone. It is a signal that the staff care not for the guest, that they wield authority without compassion, and that the guest must bend or be denied entry. When at last I reach the desk to pay for a locker, a young woman demands again to see papers. I explain that the coupons were already taken at the gate, yet she insists on the same harsh chant, document. The repeated questioning forces me to waste precious minutes, to feel exposed and helpless, while my son waits alone by the slides, his small hands clutching a cap that I must now purchase for €2. The mandatory cap is another hidden charge, a token that turns a simple swim into a commercial transaction, reducing the joy of freedom to a fiscal burden. The park itself is a collection of aging slides, their metal ribs rusted, their joints creaking like the bones of an old ship. To ascend them, I must climb a single staircase that serves 5 descents, a bottleneck that turns the flow of families into a river of frustration. The metal steps are slick with dust and the faint smell of neglect, causing my foot to slip and my heart to race with fear of injury. When the slide finally releases me, the water is tinged with the residue of countless feet that have trod upon the grass and mud before me, a murky veil that undermines the promise of purity. Children taller than 130 centimeters must pay the full price, yet those under 10 are permitted only one of the great slides, a policy that discriminates based on age and height, breaking the equality that a public amusement should uphold. The disparity leaves families divided, older siblings denied the thrill of their younger brothers, and parents forced to choose between fairness and expense. The park charges €3 for parking, €2 for the compulsory cap, €3 for a sund, and yet the sunds themselves are claimed by strangers who never use them. The beach chairs become a market of weight as I queue once, then again, then a third time because the card machine refuses my payment, demanding cash that I did not bring. This failure of modern payment technology forces me to stand in line, to feel the sting of humiliation, and to recognize the poor management that cannot provide a simple electronic transaction. The bathrooms are a testament to neglect, broken lockers, toilets stained, showers that sputter cold water, and only 4 warm showers that are themselves broken. The cold showers drip feebly, offering only a drizzle that leaves me shivering and questioning the value of the entrance fee. The absence of functional facilities erodes the comfort of the experience, turning a day of relaxation into a test of endurance. The staff, at times, smoke in the open, discard cigarettes upon the ground, and gaze away as litter accumulates. Their disregard for cleanliness spreads a sense of disrespect throughout the venue, making the environment feel unsafe and uncared for. The lifeguards sometimes pretend not to understand the lang.
Usage of foreign visitors, denying my child the right to ride the best slides. A subtle bias that makes families feel invisible and unwelcome. Overcrowding becomes a nightmare when the wave pool fills like a sardine tin, the water churned by dozens of bodies, breathing in the sour scent of sweat and chlorine. The chaos forces families to push, to splash, to argue over space, and erodes the safety that...
Businesses near Splash Parco Acquatico, Gallipoli are like a trap, you know. They ray attractive, they ray nicely presented, but they ray just waiting to take your money. Like Osteria Francescana, one of Italy's most famous restaurants, is a great example. A Japanese traveler wrote on TripAdvisor about how they got ripped off there. They said the staff treated them badly, and the food was cold and tasteless, but they still charged them €1,400. Can you believe that? I mean, I know they ray famous, but that's just wrong. I predict that the traveler was probably in shock after that experience. Who wouldn't he be? They probably felt embarrassed, angry, and frustrated all at the same time. I mean, you go to a fancy restaurant expecting to have a great time, and then they just take advantage of you like that. It's like, how could you do that to someone? That's just cruel. And what probably happened to the scammer? Nothing, probably. They just got away with it. They still open, still serving food, still taking people's money. It's not fair. Businesses near Splash Parco Acquatico, Gallipoli are like that, though. They all about making a quick buck off of unsuspecting tourists. Like at Osteria Ovest, there aren't any documented scams, but that doesn't mean they not doing anything shady. You know what I mean. And then there S9, Travelatorio Aghiati. I couldn't find any information about scams there, but that might just be because they not well known yet. It's possible they just flying under the radar, waiting for their chance to strike. Anyway, just be careful when you near Splash Parco Acquatico, Gallipoli. Keep your guard up, you know. Don't let these businesses take advantage of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed travelers, welcome to our exploration of the businesses surrounding the vibrant Splash Parco Acquatico in the enchanting city of Gallipoli. As we embark on this journey, I must caution you, for the waters of commerce here are as murky and unpredictable as the currents of the open sea. Imagine, if you will, a picturesque coastal town where the sun kisses the horizon and the waves whisper tales of old. Yet beneath this idyllic facade lies a tapestry of customer experiences, woven with threads of disappointment and the occasional sparkle of satisfaction. Let us first set our sights on the Mercato Copato, a place where the promise of good deals is overshadowed by chaos and cleanliness concerns. It's a market where one might stumble upon a gem or two, but the journey there is akin to navigating through a maze of sensory overload. The air is thick with the scent of salt and fish, and the cacophony of hagglers and vendors can unsettle even the most seasoned traveler. Now cast your eyes upon the Victoria Palace Hotel Zen Wellness Gallipoli, a lodging that dons the cloak of luxury with its 4 stars. Yet, behind the grandiose exterior, whispers of neglect echo through the halls. Guests speak of culinary mishaps, rooms that betray their photogenic online personas, and amenities that seem to vanish like a mirage. The promise of a Zen wellness experience is lost in a labyrinth of unmet expectations, where the only thing more elusive than relaxation is a genuine smile from the staff. As we meander through the gastronomic landscape, we encounter Food Pop Gallipoli, a dining establishment that aims for the stars but often falls short of the plate. Here, the art of pizza making is treated as an afterthought, and the sizzle of steak is drowned out by the sound of disappointed diners. The promise of a culinary journey is marred by the reality of careless service and a menu that seems to play hide and seek with its patrons. In the heart of the night, Praja Gallipoli beckons with the allure of its pulsating beats. Yet the rhythm of the night is often interrupted by the discordant reality of overcrowding and service that leaves much to be desired. The dream of a magical night out is shattered by the cold awakening of inflated prices and a sense of safety that is as fleeting as the strobe lights that dance across the floor. Our journey takes a turn towards the allure of retail therapy at MC2 St. Bath, where the sheen of luxury fashion is tarnished by the cold reception of its staff. The allure of high fashion is overshadowed by the specter of poor customer service, where the promise of an exquisite shopping experience is lost in the abyss of indifference. Finally, we find ourselves at the 801 Cocktail Bar, a place where the art of mixology is supposed to reign supreme. Yet the symphony of flavors is often drowned out by the sour notes of